What's a samurai? We haven't actually done this in a little while. I've been blanking a little bit on the series.
I don't know. I think they punch people.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright. Hey guys, what's up? Bob and Brandon back with some more Sengoku Basara. So, I'm going to share something actually marginally funny that I've been experiencing that doesn't tie directly to Basara, but it does have to do with our voice actor for our good double pubescent boy here, Liam O'Brien. So, I've been gauntleting Fallout New Vegas for a couple weeks now because it's a really fucking fun game, and I got myself an Xbox One X to play it. And I was reminded of the fact that literally every single NPC in the game is voiced by one of 4 different people, and 2 of them are Yuri Lowenthal and Liam O'Brien. And like, there's a lot of times where you literally talk to 2 different people, and they'll just be voiced by Liam. And I kind of realized, God, he's got fucking endurance to do all these voices. Holy shit.
I mean, yeah, he did Gara.
He did, yeah, especially with the raspy voice way back in the day, but I just felt like sharing that because it's like, man, they hope they were paid by the hour, because that was definitely probably pretty fun to schedule for them.
Oh yeah, he also did Ashura's Wrath, so you know that man can fucking scream.
Oh my god, that's right, that was him. Jesus. I completely forgot about that.
That game is a ride.
Yeah, it really fucking is. You know, it's one funny thing about Ashura's Wrath is the amount of mods that actually came out for that character in Ultra Street Fighter 4 when it was ported to PC. Good shit there.
Yeah, because in 2 of the DLC that you can get for Ashura's Wrath, it just becomes Street Fighter. You get a match with Ryu on an actual Street Fighter stage, and I think the second one is a match with Akuma on the moon.
Who then becomes Oni during the later portions of it, yeah.
Yeah, so they had to actually make it so that he could fight like Street Fighter, so that makes sense that they were able to do that.
Well, more so, I'm pretty sure they just poured a skin over. I keep forgetting too that Ashura's Wrath is in fact on PC. That just always escapes my mind.
I don't think it is.
Isn't it? I thought it would be.
I'm gonna check Steam real quick. I'm pretty sure it's not. I would have bought it a long time ago.
I feel like it is, because I always see mods for it, but I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, no, it's not on Steam. Because I was gonna say, people have been saying that game was robbed and really deserves a PC or a modern console port because it was released in January of 2012. So at the time when game sales were at their all-time low for the year. And that game got, like, no marketing push whatsoever.
Huh. Oh, wow, actually
yeah, that
happened.
game... What?
Sorry, completely unrelated. One of my friends just linked me on Twitter, something I was wondering about a few days ago, and holy crap, it's actually happening. That Dragon Ball Z BT4 mod I played a few months ago, like last year for Twitch, it looks like there is in fact an English version coming, so holy fucking shit.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, translated in text, I'm not hearing it. I'm not sure if it does actually have English audio. I doubt it, but holy crap, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Fuck me, I'm gonna actually be able to play that. Anyway, sorry, completely off topic, but is Ashura's Wrath on PC?
No, it's not. It was only released on the PS3 and 360.
Damn.
And being a CyberConnect 2 game on the PlayStation 3 and 360, it did not run very well. Game was fucking gorgeous. Did not run very well.
Oh, I also forgot it was running on CyberConnect 2's engine. I shouldn't be surprised because of QTEs, but holy crap. It's just perspective, man. Like, I always forget these things.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff that goes under the radar that most people don't realize belongs to them.
Yeah.
Like, again, they did Kakarot. They had the original draft of 7 Remake, and they also made that 7 motorcycle mobile game.
Oh yeah, fuck.
Apparently what they do most of is RPGs that no one ever actually has heard of.
Dot hack.
Not just dot hack. No, people know about dot hack. They have like 4 different anime. No, but other smaller stuff that flies under the radar. Apparently they made an RPG called Fuga.
Huh.
Which is about military girls' school dog people.
That does sound fairly intriguing, but alright. Anyway, sorry for beating around the bush. So what exactly is going on with the Ieyasu story? Is it what we roughly come to expect?
Yes, this being the red route, this is his main path. This is Ieyasu after having killed Hideyoshi, and now he's currently on the search for allies so that he can. Well, of course, he's always in the search for allies, but on people that will help him fend off the incoming Western army.
I see. All right.
Yeah. And of course, you know, the more allies you have in times of war, the more allies you have in times of peace. Those bonds of friendship help grow a unified nation and all of that.
Yeah, so I vaguely remember some aspects of Samurai Warriors 4 when I was playing it for the first time. And I do remember that Ieyasu story after he goes through with the usurping of Hideyoshi, that it's a bit of a rough path for him going forward. So it's cool to know that they actually do maintain that a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe it's just because of the, like the old man look that he has in Warriors, but he definitely has like that grizzled look where it's like, yeah, he's definitely going through some shit.
I always laugh at that design because it's like he's supposed to be a charismatic figure. That's why people follow him, and it's like I don't get that at all from that old man.
Yeah, no kidding. It's just like, man, my boss is certainly a bit grumpy about having to go through with usurping an army. Oopsie.
It'd be one thing if he was an old man that was like Ieyasu, the guy that was fucking Snake, voiced by Kai Leiber.
Yeah,
that's an old man, and he's loaded with charisma.
Fuck me, running, yeah, he is. Right. So, is there some context for why Tadakatsu Honda is basically a mech, or is that just something they went through with randomly?
Interpretive creativity. It's the sort of thing where it's like, he is the Lubu, he is the unstoppable figure, the unkillable man.
Okay.
And in terms of warriors, they're like, we're just gonna make him the big guy that also has no personality, but that cannot be beaten. And they symbolized his legendary strength with him just being a machine. So I guess that makes a degree of sense.
I guess you can interpret it as such. Maybe interpretations were that he seems sort of man in the machine, a stalwart bastard. I don't know. Probably something along those lines, which probably led to Basara interpreting him as like, yeah, let's make it a robot. Why not? That'd be pretty cool. So, and to be fair, yeah, giving someone a steampunk era Gundam, that is kind of cool.
That led to one of the fan names that I don't like for him, and that's Hondom.
That's just cheesy.
Because his last name is Honda.
I get it. That's just cheesy as fuck, though.
And it's, you know, it occurs to me, it becomes more ever present that Capcom really didn't think anything to any sort of future planning when they made the first game in 2005. And why would you need to? You never really know if a first game in anything is going to be a success or become a series, but a lot of the stuff from the earlier games is really incongruous with the later games. They did a purge of a lot of their irredeemably ugly characters.
True, yeah.
So Ieyasu is a weird character in that I don't like how he plays.
On which level? Or in what regard?
He doesn't have a sword, so he has to punch, and most of the time that means punching individual enemies, and that means his gameplay is a lot slower. Before I started cutting down, his actually was the longest story that I had recorded, at about 2.5 hours.
Ouch, yeah.
And it's like, that would be way too much to sit through. So this is going to be a long one, but by virtue of still keeping in the story, because he's the actual primary core character of the game. But this could have been a lot longer, at least 45 minutes.
So I know what the gameplay ethos is for Ieyasu, so I'll just give my brief take on this. So, I am a bit of a fanboy for the Beowulf gauntlets in Devil May Cry. Let's just get that out of the way right now, because they're really cool. I can tell Ieyasu definitely takes a lot of moves from said gauntlets. Now, Gauntlets and Devil May Cry, they're usually sometimes they're a little homogenous with how they play. Like, Ifrit and Devil May Cry 1 has a lot of moves that go into Beowulf, which has a lot of moves that goes into Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is basically Beowulf 2.0. But then you get into the fucking Balrog and DMC5, it's like, holy shit, they actually revamped the hell out of this. That's pretty cool. So, the gauntlets you usually get in Devil May Cry, which is what they went with here, they're usually great, absolutely fucking monsters for one-on-one fights with bosses, but they're gonna suffer a lot in terms of like trying to deal with groups of enemies all at once. That's why it's like, oh yeah, let's see, what's a good example? Like, using the Rebellion by itself in DMC4, yeah, it's decent at crowd control, it's not too bad. Using Gilgamesh as crowd control, I don't know about that one, but when you get to bosses like this, you have the gauntlets usually afford you moves that absolutely fucking smoke bosses.
You are absolutely correct. When it comes to bosses, few characters hit harder than he does, and that would be great, but yeah, when crowds are 90% of your enemies, it's a little rough, and I wouldn't even mind it so much if he was just a little faster. In terms of actual attack speed, I think he's one of the slowest in the game.
I could see slower. I think there might be slower than him, but yeah, I think the word is definitely more linear with him. Now that being said, he does have that one move.
Especially.
What? He does have that one move that you're using earlier that is basically Beowulf's eruption move. It's the eruption move where he punches the ground and a giant shockwave comes out. That move is pretty good for crowd control, but everything else he has when you're trying to like linearly work your way through a crowd, you usually gotta be a little more inventive about it, so yeah.
Yeah, and you can see even with his Basara attack that, yeah, it's all completely linear. It only strikes a tunnel directly in front of him, and it's very slow, so if they block or get launched away from one attack, if they're able to move away, you're not going to hit him with the rest of it.
Yeah, with him, I think the idea is more so to take out commanders and commander posts rather than deal with the entire mobs by themselves. I think that's more the idea with him. But also would make leveling up a motherfucker too.
And I think Capcom realized that because the exact one game after this game released that introduced this gameplay style for him, they introduced the tag mechanic, so you could actually make use of characters that are great for crowd clearers and characters that are great for being boss killers in the same stage.
Yeah.
Now, when I say the tag mode, I don't mean the multiplayer mode, I mean the ability to switch between two characters on the fly.
Yeah, I figured. Was that introduced in 4 or Utage? I thought that was just in 4, right?
It wasn't introduced in Utage, but it was on a weird button command, which, if you don't play that game for even a week, you're likely to forget what that command is, and that is L1 and X.
Wait, isn't that the shortcut usually given for, like, some certain moves with the L1 button?
That's L1 and triangle is one of your mini specials, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that, like, the button usually used for, like, shortcuts into specials is used for tagging. That's not something I would usually relegate, but alright.
Yeah, because I don't think the game, as you've noticed, also doesn't have in-game tutorials at all.
Not
outside
really,
of,
no.
Like, outside of stage mechanics and stage gimmicks. So in terms of actual regular gameplay stuff, you're not going to see anything. So unless you have a manual or a guide, and you can read those manuals and or guides, you're going to be shit out of luck in finding that out.
Yeah.
In 4, it's just tap the right stick.
Like R3, or just like move it in any direction?
Press down R3.
Okay, yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Really good placement for that. So you remember how last time we talked about Ruben?
Yep.
Magoichi Saika is played by Karen Strassman, who is not quite as insane as Ruben or especially Chuck, but she apparently is also into NFTs and is a at least slightly concealed Trump supporter, so that makes me the sad.
Is she another actress you've actually met in person before?
No, I have not, although, well, I would have said before that I really would have liked to, because she plays a lot of great characters, but
Oh my god,
you know, that puts a damper on things.
Oh my god, this scene, there's 2 NFC stand voice actors on here. Because we also got Troy in here. To be fair, it seems like Troy's been trying to walk back his statement a little bit, but it's been a very tone-deaf answer.
Apparently, in the last couple of weeks, it's come out that some people have actually completely retracted their support for NFTs, and he was one of them, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, that is good. I will take that as a marginal step in the right direction. Man, I don't know when this Let's Play is going to be going up, since I want to make this a weekend upload, but I imagine that
I would not recommend that. I do not recommend that in the slightest. This will go on for 2 years if you do that.
Well, I'm going to make each of these videos like probably half an hour at least. If not, maybe like a clean 45 minutes, honestly. Because otherwise, going with the regular upload schedule, no one would watch it and it would just burn out all, like before the end.
That's why we have the in-between stuff.
Exactly.
Like we did for Yu-Gi-Oh! That cutscene we just talked over is interesting because it's one of only 2 in the game, I think, where you actually get different perspectives on the same singular event. That same cutscene occurs from Mitsunari's perspective in his story, and of course it goes on a little bit longer because he actually confronts Saika in the aftermath when Ieyasu runs away.
Let's send our potential ally a message. When the time is right, I'm sure he'll see which way the wind is blowing and join the Eastern Army.
A good plan, I suppose.
Right, so given how this is the red path for Ieyasu and he's portrayed as a general good guy here, or general protagonist, quote unquote, I'm going to imagine this is how events probably are intended for the developers to actually play out in real time.
Yeah, largely, yeah. This is the character you're actually supposed to play first, and I do not recommend it.
No, yeah, I would start with Masamune or Yukimura. Probably more Masamune because he's a lot more well-rounded.
Yes, but also because Ieyasu is a character that, if you're not attuned to him, can get annoying very quickly. So, in addition, not just his gameplay, especially early on when you only have access to like 3 moves, but also his actual dialogue. So I can see someone getting burned out on the game from just playing Ieyasu.
Yeah, that coupled with how I mentioned earlier, there's like no real in-game tutorials whatsoever. Gotta love learning about games mechanics through osmosis. Yeah, I imagine that it was that might have been a slight bad idea from Capcom for this. I'm not gonna say this okay. I'm not gonna say this might have been one of the reasons why this game flopped in the West. I'm gonna say that was a number of other issues, but yeah.
Promoting the 3rd game in a series without releasing the 2nd and without anyone knowing it's a 3rd, or knowing that the 1st game happened, but that the 1st game happened and was completely demolished.
Yeah.
They did actually try a little bit with this game by marketing it in tandem with the dub of the anime.
But what it's worth, like I said before with GameStop, there was a trailer for the game, and I was like, oh, it looks kind of neat. So, it wasn't nothing, it was just very minimal.
I was in a GameStop yesterday browsing around and just out of nowhere hearing on their TV display when I'm not looking, hey wait, this trailer that's going on that I'm not looking at, this is in Japanese, what the hell? They'll actually let Japanese audio play on their displays. Look up, oh, it's an advertisement for Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires.
Ooh.
Which, from the time of this, comes out tomorrow. Oh my god.
Oh fuck, Valentine's Day, no less.
Yeah, that'll do wonders for a game like that.
Oh, on a Monday? Yeah,
Wait, no, in that case, then it's probably the 15th then, because games released on PlayStation always release on Tuesdays.
That way they can get the maximum report and return. They can get maximum revenue to report on the following Monday for the sales report.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Which is funny because Nintendo still releases their games on Friday.
The only reason I know that offhand is because Lyle Rath made a joke about it a long time ago with Skyrim's release, because Skyrim released on a Friday, and Bethesda just did not give a shit. They released it on a Friday, and we're just like, yeah, just play over the weekend, you're fine. Man, November 2011 was a great month for video games.
You had Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Also had Zelda Skyward Sword, funny enough.
Yeah, but I'm trying to ruin the mood. You had Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Oh, my favorite. Oh, that was a sick move.
Talk about. Yeah, he does the people's elbow.
Fucking elbow drop out of the sky. Okay, that was kind of cool.
He has some cool moves, but again, the problem is getting them to actually land where you want them and when you want them, because I think almost every move he has can be charged, which is great, but that also means you're standing still while enemies are circling around you.
If the charge could break through like an enemy's or a captain's guard, that would be fucking sick. So, am I right in noticing that it seems like every single one of his special moves seems to be a crowd clearing move of some capacity? Because he has Eruption, and he also has that one like circle move that just like volcanoes skyward with light.
Yes, yeah, that's what a lot of his non-square and triangle moves do, because you need stuff like that. And I actually haven't been paying too much attention to the screen. Has he been doing the move where he punches the ground and it craters upward?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're talking about the eruption move, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you've done it a few times.
Yeah, he needs that. He would not be able to function without it. Because it does largely the same thing as Tokugawa Might, which is the circular move, but a lot faster.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this now because I'm not gonna be able to hide it, but I'm gonna end up relying on this move a lot because it's ironically, despite being Ieyasu, it's actually one of the best moves in the entire game.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It takes a year to charge up, but boy, does it fucking damage enemies and ramp up that counter.
Especially if you have the proper item setup going into it.
Yeah.
Which I think I might actually be on, because I just noticed my weapon changed, I think. But my primary weapon, I believe, is the drill.
You know, it's funny. I'm actually looking at the way Ieyasu plays, and it seems like his regular moveset actually does look pretty fun, all things considered, with the punching and everything, with the light strings. I think what he probably needs is just more forward movement. Or bigger hitboxes.
Yes, and he got better going into 4, and especially Sumeragi, because in that game, they once again increased the general speed of gameplay overall. Sort of feels a little bit like Turbo. But more than that, character has also got a few new moves as well. Hold square moves and L1 square moves and a couple of other stuff. So they actually, a lot of characters got at least 2 to 5 new moves, depending on which characters they are.
Yeah.
So it was a lot more gameplay function added.
The one fucking weird transformation thing that Mitsunari gets, where he just gets the blood eyes and just starts murdering people. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, he has that in this game, and we're gonna see that way later. There's something really funny you can do with that, but I'll let that be a surprise.
All right.
That's the thing you actually see him do in the movie, actually, when he fights Masamune the final time. He goes into a blood rage.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. I gotta say, though, despite obviously lifting a lot of moves straight from the Beowulf gauntlets and probably a few things from Street Fighter as well, I'm not immediately noticing. I do wish that there was just like one straight up like real impact slash Shin Shoryuken move that just takes a while to charge up, like up close, but when you do it, it one shots even like bosses. Those are just the best kinds of moves, in my opinion.
He does have that Ryu costume in the next game, so he is probably cribbing a bit from Ryu.
Probably.
Which actually makes it a little funny that, you know, they do the in-jokes of sorts. Masamune and Dante being played by the same actor, Nero and Yukimura, etc. It sort of feels like a missed opportunity that he's not played by Kyle.
He does look like a Kyle character, doesn't he?
Kind of, yeah. But we got Kyle in another much more limited capacity in this game, so
Yeah.
and he's a lot funnier in that role. So I think it actually probably works out for the best.
I would definitely say.
Although
Also,
I'd
look
be
at
lying.
Ieyasu punching with the collision. It looks really cool.
Yeah, I'd be lying though if I said I didn't want to hear what prepubescent 14-year-old Kyle Aber would sound like
That would be interesting. Yeah.
as tiny Ieyasu.
Especially his
Ah.
eyes. His piercing, cold black eyes.
Yeah, that parry was one of the best mechanics this game ever added.
Really thinking is
Yeah.
this is your chance to defeat Shingen's force.
Probably a little too abusable in some instances, but yeah.
If you've got the timing right, you can knock a Basara attack on its first hit,
Yeah.
which is funny because normally I would think that any form of Storm 2 substitute would be terrible.
You look at a Storm 2 substitute, I look at a Street Fighter 3 parry.
Hide his ill health.
And I
you
think
parry
my
in, like,
choice
the-
is objectively a little bit cooler.
Can you parry in the middle of a combo?
Cunning.
Not while you're being hit, but if you're blocking, yeah.
This is goodbye for now. But I will.
That reminds me, how does the parry work in Ultimate?
Ultimate what? Smash?
Smash Ultimate.
Oh.
Yeah, because you can do that with Ryu and Ken. You can do the parry.
Oh, yeah. I think functionally they're just the regular parry in the game. So I think this might have been a thing introduced in Smash 4. I don't remember because I didn't play a lot of Smash 4. It's like if an attack is coming at you and you press shield at just the right moment, like you can actually like do a pseudo parry of some sort where like you'll take less blocks done and you can actually counterattack faster. I think they just gave the parry animation to Ryo because, you know, aesthetically it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think with Ryo it does function a little bit differently, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, basically it's like it's not a full parry where like you leave your opponent completely open, but you do get some better situations afterwards where it's like, yeah, you can either actually punish something bigger or you can escape something that would probably guard crush you otherwise. Ooh, that's gonna be cool.
That does a pretty great amount of damage too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be doing this a lot, especially on bosses.
Oh, it's sick. It just
you
blocks
talk
on
about
their
that?
ass right from where you launched them, and he blocked it. That's kind of cool.
They have a window, you have to hit them before they can get back up and start guarding. To talk about the story for a minute, because this is one of the few times where it actually matters. This is Ieyasu trying to recruit the Takeda faction into his own after Ieyasu decided to attack them while Shingen was sick. Attack while their leader was ill, come back like a month later and say, hey, you guys should come work for me. Do you realize how fucking insulting you're being? Yeah, I don't think he thought this one through very well.
Probably not. But props to him for trying, I suppose.
And Yukimura is having none of that.
Nah, yeah, it's not shocking.
Everyone is united by Shingen's spirit.
Ieyasu is sometimes a smart guy, but he definitely lacks tact. Also, I tried to do gameplay story integration here by I think this is the only time when playing Yukimura's stage where I actually didn't do the sneak attack. Because Ieyasu was a good boy who would never do a sneak attack. But he'll totally attack when your leader is out of commission.
Just thinking of Zoro with that line. A sword slash to the back is the greatest insult.
Yeah.
And that is why it is my destiny.
Which is a little funnier too, because I actually went through all the steps to actually destroy the dam. And just didn't do it.
Yeah. I thought that just hit me though. maybe what it was better thematically to actually upgrade Ieyasu like this if you're going to off Hideyoshi, because we that way we still have at least one gauntlet user playable.